Like we always do about this time.
I don't know.
What is up?
What up? What up?
Doe.
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up, though? What up, though? As I can tell, this shenanigans is already about to happen already. It's your boy Welcome in the building. Detroit Mail in the building.
That is I.
Detroit Mail, the man with the Grandmaster plan for the IOW Network.
All right.
Welcome to the latest edition of the I Often Wonder podcast.
G's up, hoes down. And she can't swim. She bound to drill.
See, I hope better know how to swim. Oh, yeah. Let me get the preliminaries out the way because I feel this foolishness coming on. Y'all go over to the website, www.ioftenwonder.com. That is the website. We get all the information on every last social media platform that we are associated with it.
All right.
With the IOW network. We got a lot of them. It's a whole list. It's on the website. And then you can go on down. Click on the Patreon. If you want to donate to the fellas, go ahead. We can appreciate it. We got overhead. Help us out. I'm just saying. Look at it as an investment.
Right.
I'm glad I got that out. But you know, the Patreon's there, and of course, the website. You click on the link to go cop the merch.
All right.
You know, we rocking the merch right now. I got the shirt. And of course, Mel, he's always in the hoodie because he's by the vent. And so that boy be freezing over there. Because trust me, it's hot outside. We down in North Carolina and it's hot. But Mel by the vent. So
you gotta turn the air conditioning down so low, all these lights over here.
Yeah.
So that vent be cranking.
Yeah, that vent cranking. So he right by he
going like a $2 trick.
I think it was one Monday Sports Show. You had a polo on. He was like, I'm freezing.
Doing this no more. Switch out.
You like, but no, real talk. But no, this like I was saying, go cop the merch.
All right.
And then you know, most importantly, go to your respective app stores and go download the IOW Network app. If you are a Google Android user like myself, go on over to the Google Play Store and download the IOW Network app. If you are an Apple iOS user like Detroit Mail, go on over to the Apple Store and download the IOW Network app.
Right.
Download the apps.
I ain't Teddy.
Yeah. Turn them off.
Turn it off.
Hey, Teddy Pendergrass went from loving to abusive in the same song, bro.
Scaring the draws off you, boy.
Take them off.
Right.
Okay, Teddy.
Calm down, Teddy. Get a restraining order against Teddy.
But no, but let's get into today's topic. Because
all right, because he's starting already.
Yeah. Okay. You know, Mel approached me with this topic, and I was like, huh. So, today's topic is one that is very polarizing,
right.
Depending on how you look at it, and you know, depending on your lifestyle, you're on one or one side of the coin,
right.
Honestly, so the topic of today is that racist? I like the dramatic in there,
right?
Or
are you racist? One or two? How you want to fit in that?
Well, I mean, break it down, big bro. I mean, kind of give myself and the audience an idea of where your brain was at when you was wondering
Probably
about
thinking
this
about
question.
booty. So,
I hope
look,
you was
man,
thinking about booty and racist
Hey,
at the same time.
I
How
like
how did that work?
hey, I like racist booty too. It's all booty.
So if a
She'd
stack
be like, "You filthy nigga." I'd be like,
be stroking. What is filthy nigga stroking?
"You dirty stinking bastard." Mhm. That's right. That's me.
Sir.
Just for that,
Sir.
I'll wipe it on your back. But anyway, get back to the subject.
And I ain't gonna get the towel for you.
And you sleeping in the wet spot. So I was thinking about this. Why don't you chill, bro? I'm trying to do this.
I ain't gonna try to do me like that. Like I had nothing to do with none of that tangent you just went on, bro.
Start stuff, bro. Start you Michael over here.
Always starting something. Gotta be starting something. Yeah, yeah.
How to get over?
Yeah, yeah.
Get up, get under.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, so you think about I can't think of the name of that movie my sister always talk about. With Chris Rock and he turned to the white guy.
Oh, head of state. No,
that's one of him and Bernie Mac.
I know what you're talking
But
about.
anyway, and remember he was singing DMX, niggas
Yeah.
won't let that.
Yeah,
Niggas won't let that. So he was singing, everybody's looking at him funny.
yeah.
So if you're a white guy and you in your car by
What
yourself,
was it? Down to earth?
Man, that's what it is. That might be it. So if you're a white guy and you bumping DMX in your car, do you say niggas?
Well, I'm pretty sure they do.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm pretty sure they do.
And if you do say it, does that make you racist? Or
Down to earth, yeah.
down there?
Yeah.
Or what about the term Eskimo brothers? Or the Washington Redskins, the Cleveland Indians. I mean, does that make
both teams changing their names?
Right. And so we seeing the people rapidly getting ready to change their names for different teams, due to the insensitiveness of the names. But
I mean, Redskins was a pretty racist connotation.
But if I'm still rocking a Cleveland Indians hat with Indian on it, does that make me racist? Am I supporting racism by wearing stuff like that? By supporting the team? Well, I think Canada Edmonton Eskimos, I think it's a team.
Edmonton Eskimos, yeah. They're a team in the Canadian Football League.
Right. So, am I supporting racism by wearing the Eskimo jersey?
I hate to say it, but there's a lot of gray in certain things when it comes to race.
Okay.
Or being racist, or is that racist?
Right.
Because and before I say that, I prefer to say this is like, I hate when it's just, especially on social media, oh, you're racist.
Mm-hmm.
People just throw it out,
right,
and just like you hear from everybody,
mm-hmm.
regardless of the skin tone.
Right.
Oh, you're racist, and my thing is like, what exactly is the definition of being a racist?
Okay.
What is the true definition of it?
One definition says, racist or is someone who commits racist acts and are backed by a set of beliefs that support the idea that race determines human traits and its capacity and makes one's race automatically superior to another.
And off of that definition, the only thing that popped in my head is KKK.
Who?
KKK.
Okay. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Triple K.
Yeah, Triple K.
Mm-hmm.
So by that definition, that's the only thing that, off the top of my head, fits that definition of being racist.
Okay.
I know, there's certain people that may say like the Black Panthers were racist. I
Mhm.
don't necessarily see it as that. All they're doing is they were an organization built to get certain equalities
But
for their people.
here's the thing. The reason why most people will say that is because most people don't know the history of the Black Panthers.
Mhm.
There were white people in the Black Panthers.
Yeah.
There were Mexican people, let's say Hispanic people in the Black Panthers. There were different people from different ethnic backgrounds part of the Panthers.
Mhm.
The Panthers were a community organization.
Yeah.
They started off because they wanted to protect their community.
Yeah.
And I think it was
And it's crazy.
was it Kwame Ture, Stokely Carmichael, H. Rap Brown. A lot of them were college educated, PhDs, very educated, very intelligent men.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
So they, the reason why people say, oh, they racist, because what you see, you always see them with guns, look like they battling against the police or something like that. But you don't know the story before that they got to that point, or the story after they got to that point.
Yeah.
So, so with the Black Panther, there's a lot of nuances to the Black Panthers that a lot of people don't realize.
Yeah.
One scholar says that racism is a collection of stereotypes, prejudices, and discriminatory behavior. It's overt and covert. It operates across an individual, group, or society levels.
Mm.
So basically, any kind of stereotype, Washington Redskins.
Yeah.
Any kind of prejudices, any kind of discriminatory behavior, preferencing you over someone else.
Now I just had a light bulb pop into my head.
Shoot, let me see.
No, I'm just saying, and I might be way off with this, but
all right, go ahead, turn the light bulb on, G.
But I'm saying, by that definition that you just gave, dealing with preconceived notions, prejudices, or stereotypes.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going by that definition, then we're all racist.
Well, I mean, actually, I got this from my article. I can't remember which article it was, but it actually goes into some of that, and I'm gonna break some of that down. That no one can escape racism, or no one can escape prejudices. You know what I'm saying? And stereotypes, and we have them.
Mm-hmm. And whether we all want to admit it or not, we all use stereotypes. We all are very, throw prejudices on certain people,
right?
Especially those that you don't know,
right?
I think we all do it by natural behavior as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
So by that definition, then I guess we're all racist,
right? Assistant professor of psychology at Lafayette College in Pennsylvania says that if you have to ask if you are racist,
you are racist.
You're probably racist. They say now the other part to that says, and if you are not asking the question, then you probably racist too. And I think that's an interesting thought process. Not only if you have to ask, but if you're not asking the questions, if you're not doing the work. And I think something like a topic like this or a concept like this.
So is he saying either you is or you ain't?
Well, basically he's saying, I think what you're trying to say is that, first of all, there's the side where if you're asking the question, that must mean that you see behavior in you. Mm-hmm. That is that's on that line where, shoot, am I not racist? Then the second part of that is saying that, if you're not even actively thinking about it or actively doing the work, and and you think about the society we live in, we are bombarded with all kinds of information, about different people, different stereotypes. Here's a good example. I was watching this documentary, we'll say documentary for lack of better words, about Jackie Chan. Mm-hmm. And they were saying how, he started off as beloved in Hong Kong, and now he's not liked in Hong Kong anymore.
Really?
Mm-hmm. But one of the things they kind of point out was they're saying, like, if you look at a lot of his movies, and let's just not even talking about his older movies. Let's talk about like Rush Hour, because most people are more familiar with Rush Hour. It always shows every Asian person knows karate,
Mhm.
know how to work a sword.
They a triad.
They in a
gangster.
triad, gangster, stuff like that. So that in itself can be stereotypical, which is falls in the category of being racist.
Mm.
Now, you take that and you align that with people who are watching that. We're ingesting that. So we, in our minds, thinking,
develop an image
that Asian people know Kung Fu, know how to swing a sword, are part of the triad.
Mm-hmm.
So you think about that, and going back to what she said, if you're not actively thinking about or actively working it, then you probably are racist, because you allow these things to take form in your mind without actively dissecting them and pushing them out. Now, one of the things I always like to say too, I will couple that with, if you're not actually doing the work of getting to know other people outside of your social group, outside of your ethnic group, outside of your community, because if everybody around you look like you, talk like you, act like you, that's all you know. And then everything that's outside of those groups that you're in
is foreign,
and you get that information from something that's giving you stereotypes, then that's what you're going to formulate. You're going to formulate those things, and then ultimately you can be racist.
Now, would that be considered full-blown racist or just ignorance?
I think it's a little bit of both, but I think what we need to probably separate or kind of like make clarity to, and I think the article kind of points this out too, there is a vast difference between what she's saying here in the beginning about actually doing the work and being racist than systematic racism, direct hatred towards someone, because I think in institutional racism, I think those things are a vast difference than you having stereotypes and prejudices against some other people that you may not have contact with, because those stereotypes, although can be racist stereotypes, it doesn't necessarily mean you have hatred towards those particular people, versus where systematic, institutionalized racism affects groups of people, and 9 times out of 10, a lot of that has hatred in it.
Okay.
So I think that's kind of like something we need to kind of like separate and define. And I like to say too, if y'all listen to this, drop a comment.
Definitely drop a comment
and put like and share, help out the algorithm. But I'm more really interested in if you drop in a comment, let's create a dialogue, because we're putting it out there for discussion. I'm not saying that what all are we saying is all that it is to it, and more nuances, more pieces to it. And I'm saying all that we saying is 100% correct. I'm just citing some articles that I read and just citing some information to kind of get the conversation going. So I think, like, when you talk about racism, when you talk about subjects like this, when it tends to point the finger back at us, we either get offended or we shut down because we don't want to be looked at as that person, that guy. Not me. Shoot, my best friend is white. My best friend is black. I'm not racist. My mailman, he's Asian. You know what I'm saying? We kind of had those kind of things where, it's not really about being attacked. It's more about being aware, having an understanding. So, okay, I never thought of it.
And it's funny
like
you say understanding, because that's pretty much my thought process on everything. Because you gave the example of, if everybody looks like you, talk like you, and that's all that's around you, you're not having that understanding and knowledge of that there are other people that don't look like you, not going to come from the same background as you. But in that same breath, we may all have different, cultural thought processes or beliefs or whatever. But we pretty much live life the same way. And but we may call certain things, different names, or
Right.
just because we got different languages, or
Right,
whatever.
right,
We pretty much kind of go through this crazy thing called life, dealing with the same problems.
right.
We all woke up.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, we all gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
We all, deal with responsibilities.
Right.
We all deal with emotions, thoughts,
Mhm.
feelings,
Right, right.
interaction with other people that's going to make us have certain thoughts or feelings. We
Mhm.
all
Right,
kind of navigate this life the same way.
right.
Just because we may put a different name to it or go about it a different way, we all deal with the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's always kind of been the biggest thing, is people not understanding.
Right.
And and honestly, if you could just really simplify it,
Mm-hmm.
because it really is that simple. It really is. But
It's that simple in terms of, how can I say it? It's that simple in terms of I guess defining it.
Mhm.
That's simple, maybe define a solution, but not as simple as putting it into motion.
Okay.
I think like what you said, yeah, it's simple. It's just like, in simple terms, that's what it is. But then actually getting people to put that emotion in motion to do it, that's what the difficulty is.
And this is one of my biggest things when I used to be a manager.
Mhm.
It takes 28 days to create a habit.
Right.
And so maybe I need to do it too, but I challenge everybody, just
Mhm.
28 days is try to put yourself in somebody else's shoes,
Right.
of a different background, a different skin color, whatever,
Right.
and try to understand.
Mm-hmm.
And then after those 20 days, you might be able to have a realization that, damn, you're not really that different.
Mm-hmm.
And then hell, I like rice too.
Right. Right.
Oh,
Hey man,
you
I
like
tell a lot of
fried chicken
people,
too?
man, I can eat rice every day.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm
that
saying?
too.
And that's not a thing saying that, I'm stereotyping any kind of group. I'm just saying, my sister and I talk about this, like, people always talk about different ethnic groups, like say like Hispanic people eat a lot of rice or Asian people eat a lot of rice. And we're like, shoot, I like a lot of rice. You know what I'm saying?
I like a rice,
I like
bro.
rice.
Rice is
I
delicious.
love rice. You know what I'm
So
saying?
versatile.
So I don't think it's even I think there's something that is a stereotype put on other ethnic groups, but shoot, I think there's a lot of people that pretty like rice. That's something simple. We kind of use that as an example.
Yeah.
But I like, one thing I like about where I work at is international.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of people from a lot of different places across the world.
Yeah.
So I get a chance to interact with a lot of different people.
Yeah.
A lot of different not stereotypes, ethnic groups. Not only ethnic groups, but a lot of different people who have different backgrounds, like LGBT community, stuff like that. So I saw Mark. Remember Mark? We did the show.
Yeah.
Saw him today. I ran to a game of hug and talked to him, blah blah blah. And
social distance, dude. What's wrong with y'all?
But I thought about like how we had him on the show and some of the stuff he was saying, and we was talking about the homosexuality and
in church
and stuff, and some of the things he was saying.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, he opened my eyes to a lot of things that I didn't even think about.
Yeah.
From him being a gay man and at such a young age.
Mm-hmm.
And they get a lot of stereotypes.
Yeah.
I mean, going back to the thing about what we see on TV, you always see the flamboyant gay person,
over extra.
Stuff. He's not like that.
Yeah.
And I think like if he
I think I said that in the show. I'm like, bro, if you didn't tell me, I wouldn't know.
A lot of people wouldn't even know he was gay.
Yeah.
And not that you should wear a sign, all that stuff. I'm just saying that, you look at the stereotypes that we see. Mm-hmm. And I mean, think about book after the George Floyd incident, books like How to Be an Anti-Racist and White Fragility, they flying off the shelf. Everybody wanted to understand this thing we call black, how to be black, or what is the black plight in America. Everybody wanted to understand that because they wanted to make sure am I racist like like Chauvin was?
Mm.
You know, do I have that kind of hatred, or how bad that was? You know, one of the two things. And so, one of the things I was looking at that the professor says, he said it's almost impossible not to be a racist growing up in the United States. You start, you know, and I think that was big when she said that, you know, if you think about here in the United States, we are so polarized by everything, race, politics,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not like you look at other countries, and not to say one is better than the other, but you look at other countries, even when they do their politics, it's not such a polarizing thing. You may think different, you know, politically than I might think, but then that's just something we just do. We don't make it like you wrong, I'm right type thing. It's just like, this how I feel about this situation,
Mm-hmm.
and this person is how I feel about the situation. How can we do to make it work?
Yeah.
You know, and I think here in the United States, it's like if you turn on a liberal show,
they're bashing
they're bashing
Republicans.
they're bashing conservatives all the time. You turn
Yeah,
a conservative show,
they
they're
bashing
bashing liberals. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but then in the same breath, they talking about how great this country is. But how can we be great if you think the other people is wrong and vice versa? It's kind of like a oxymoron.
It's funny you say that and you bring that up.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the name, United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like this country feeds off a media hoopla that makes it so divisive, and it's so like you said, it's an oxymoron. It's like I don't know what it's like in other countries because of course I don't live there,
right?
So I don't know what their racial tensions, if they're up, down, whatever,
right?
But I know here, I know the history. I've had my own. I'm sure you had your own,
right?
You know, it's inevitable.
Been called nigga several times.
Join the club,
right?
But it's
like called darky, but go ahead.
I should punch you. Fuck you, dog. I mean, I'm just like, how can you ever call yourself United States of America?
Right.
When you've been divided from the beginning.
You're right.
When you put the Declaration of Independence in motion, Bill of Rights, all that shit, it was already divided.
It's already divided when you wrote the laws.
So at one point, I'm thinking to myself, when has USA ever been united?
Here's the interesting part about that. When you wrote the laws, you already slaughtered a lot of Native Americans. Already had them pushed back far off of lands that they already belonged on. When you were writing the laws, you didn't have black people in mind. You had the laws, so there's already two groups of people you already alienated from your laws when you first started. Our first encounter with law enforcement was slave catchers. Division right there.
Yeah.
You know, you can just go down. Our first, some of my encounters with the medical profession, Tuskegee experiment, the doctor of gynecology running experiments on black women. And we can go down a line.
It's a long rap sheet.
It's hilarious. We can go down a line. I mean, we can talk about Jim Crow laws.
Yeah.
We can talk about Reconstruction. We can talk about Willie Lynch. All those things was there to divide.
Yeah.
And and this is part of the DNA of this country. And I think that, I hear some people say, why we got to keep bringing that kind of stuff up? Because you got to think about, if you have a house that's built on a shoddy foundation,
you're going to be rebuilding it.
And you keep on trying to put stuff on top of it,
you're going to be rebuilding.
Eventually it's going to fall.
Yeah.
So you either got to tear that foundation out and redo it, redo everything, and build on something strong. But first you got to know what's down there.
Yeah.
You got to know what's down there. Let's tear it out and see what's down there. You know what I'm saying? See what we need to put to either reinforce or redo it.
That's a good analogy.
I think that a lot of times we don't want to know what's down there. We We just want to keep building and building.
Oh, we're so used
You know
to
what
it.
I'm saying?
It's been this way.
Let's just put new
It's
windows
been this
up. Let's put
way.
new doors up. You know,
It's been this way.
right? It's
Don't
okay.
change it.
Instead of saying, let's see us down there.
Yeah.
See, why we build it that way?
Yeah.
So the next time we
Why
build,
did this side of the house keep sinking?
So say for instance, you build it on rubber. We just use an example.
Yeah.
I'm not a builder.
Yeah.
You know, you say you build it on rubber, and you keep building. So the next person come along, you know, they say, oh, they build it on rubber. And then I want to build a house, and I keep saying why yours fall. I don't know why yours falling. I want to see what's down there. What's the material I can use besides what y'all using? What's down there?
Well, I don't want to use that.
I know I want to use what you got. But I want to see what are you using.
Yeah.
But you know, you didn't build this so long, you didn't forget rubber's down there. You don't know what's down there because it's been so long since you put that foundation down. So let's dig it up and see what's down there, so we know not to do that again.
So, just my interpretation of your analogy,
right?
I think in order for conversations like this to no longer be had is to go back from the roots,
right?
And obviously see what the foundation of how United States was constructed. And I hate to say it, but no, I don't hate to say it. Y'all motherfuckers gonna have to change some shit.
Right.
You're gonna have to change the way these laws were written back then, 300-400 years ago. You're gonna have to change the wording on them. You're gonna have to have the people of your citizens in mind, not just certain few,
right?
Your citizens who are legally here,
right?
Tax-paying citizens of all different kinds of creeds, colors, whatever, backgrounds. You have to have them in mind.
I think it's this. Don't call me a nigga every day. And then when you need me to fight for your country, I'm American. When you need me to go to your Olympics, I'm American. You know, when you need me to play on your team, I'm American. And then I'm no longer needed again, I'm back to a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Let's not do that. You know,
damn.
I'm American or I'm not.
Either I is or I ain't.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and a lot of us really are American by proximity. We're not American in the eyes of others because of birthright. We're American by proximity. You know, Karis once said, the black man is homeless even though he pay rent. And I thought that was so profound.
Karis one is something.
You know what
else,
I'm saying?
Man.
So the black man is homeless even though he pays rent. So, I mean, and these are some of the things, you know, that people who are outside our community need to like kind of analyze and look at. I thought there's another interesting story that I read. White guy was dating a black woman for years. You know, I mean, he was dating her. That like her family became his family, and they were, you know, real close. So you know, didn't think nothing about racist feelings, nothing like that.
Yeah.
So one day he stumbles upon her college paper. He begins to read it. He's like, "Oh wow, it's so well written, and so you know, and so intelligent, and this and that." And then it hit him. He said, "Wow, I internalized a lot of stereotypes that I automatically assumed because she was black that was going to be unintelligible, not well written, not well informed." And he realized he had to go back and do some work
on himself.
Now that's the part where I said it's a racist thing, but it's not a hatred.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because some things have been internalized by either the environment that we in, by the things that we see that's being projected to us.
And the media plays a huge part on that.
Right. And I agree with that.
And then you see, you know, the social media warriors, you know, they play a part on that.
Right.
And so, you know, at some point, you know, the knowledge and the understanding has to come from within to go and search it and seek it and to obtain it, instead of relying on some of these outlets that you know are just going to have certain very subjective views. And so I think that's where a lot of people get in trouble at.
Right.
It's because they're so subjective on where they get their information from, and you know they just eat it up, and it turns blinders on to their eyes, and it's like, look, if you want the real, you can seek the information of the real,
right?
If you really want to,
right?
But you know, You just got to be a Facebook keyboard warrior, huh? Twitter fingers is popping, huh?
Right.
So it's like human behavior is a motherfucker.
It is. It is.
and you know it literally can be alleviated if really people can just get outside yourself and look at the bigger picture.
Right.
I mean, here's one thing that me and you are similar at.
Mhm.
If you literally take like literally a panoramic view of the type of friends that me and you would have. I got friends, and I know it's the same for you. We got friends of all different sexual orientations, skin tones,
Right.
religion,
Gender.
whatever type of religious beliefs, political beliefs.
Right.
Literally, you would be hard pressed to find one of my friends that looked exactly like somebody else of my other friends. Literally the Rainbow Coalition of friends.
Right.
And literally, and what that has helped me is it gives me an understanding of other people, helps me get a idea of literally, I can probably go anywhere and be able to know something of another culture anywhere, because that's how cultural my friends are.
I just do it so I can understand their culture and get their women. I'm always looking for booty.
Yeah, let's get close to wrapping this up, because this man is
like, oh, so that's how y'all do it.
So look, everybody, look, please take the time, because I need to wrap this up.
Oh, okay, hold on. I want to hit a couple more points. We're gonna wrap it up.
You got a couple of points, or you gonna keep it on track?
I can't guarantee that. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? You're asking a lot, bro.
Well, come on, let's get these points on, because before you get off track.
But they talk about the racist test. I thought this was interesting. It says, are you surprised when you see a black person who has command of the language, speech, and a writing ability is of a high order? If you are surprised by that, you could be a racist.
I'll say there's some Spanish people that get surprised by my Spanish skills. I go to like a Mexican restaurant and I like to talk to them in their language. Some of them,
this nigga speaking Spanish.
Habla español?
Yeah, mine used to be good. It's garbage now. I need to get back on it. It says, do you assume that, not get on that. I actually speak a little bit of 5 different languages.
A little bit of 5 different ones? Yeah.
That's going to having different friends. But anyway.
I speak a little Spanish. Of course, I speak a little English, some Ebonics.
Right. I know a lot of Ebonics.
And nigganese.
Right. And nigganese running through. I don't say that nigga on here for nothing. My nigganese is fluid. Fluid in that. I know a little Italian, a little French, a little Spanish.
Only French I know is menage a trois.
Yeah, my favorite French word. And fries, nigga. And Arabic.
You know a little bit Arabic?
A little Arabic. Sabahu khair.
Oh, okay.
But anyway,
international nigga.
What you saying?
International nigga.
Oh, I told you, I'm trying to get these international women. But anyway, it says, do you assume when you go to any kind of like athletic competition, the black person that's in the competition is either faster or stronger than you? You could be a racist. So I think that the idea of race is a modern construct. A lot like back, I think around before the 1800s, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I read this, but they kind of dealt with people like, if you're from Africa, you're just African. You weren't like black and you're just African. He's from Europe, you're European, and so forth and so forth. It didn't kind of deal and talk in terms of race. That was a modern construct that was used to enslave people, to colonize people. That's how the idea of, a superior race. Or we are superior. Since we are superior, you are beneath us.
You're inferior.
You're inferior, weaker, unintelligent. Those kind of things were used to keep you in bondage. Now I want to talk about microaggressions, then we're gonna wrap it up. that's another thing that a lot of people use. That I think that's the most. I want to say deadliest, but it's the most because it can be underhanded, underlined, and then when you speak about, hey, that's kind of racist, it seems like, oh, you being sensitive. So, for instance,
I hate that, bro.
So, for instance,
I be hating that shit.
when somebody say, "Oh, you speak perfect English," I think I'm in America. What am I supposed to speak? You know what I'm saying? And so that's a microaggression.
Yeah.
Or when you comment about a black woman's hair, being white. Oh, your hair is so nice and so soft.
Can I touch it?
Can I touch it? Or what's the one? Oh, do white people clench? White women clench their purse when you walking down the street.
Or they lock they car doors.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be safe. But also, you weren't safe when Bobby is walking past. No, now here come Tyrone. All of a sudden, you trying to be safe.
Yeah, because Tyrone trying to fuck your wife.
You know what I'm saying? So what you mean?
I'm Tyrone. Fuck your wife. So is Jamel.
You got a big butt, a big smile, and I'm with it.
He said it's all pink.
Yeah. No, that's one thing you can say about race. It's all pink and inside.
I think
Is it time to wrap it up?
Yeah, it is definitely time. Now that you got your points out, I think it's definitely time to wrap this shit up. But no, overall, folks, look,
right.
By certain definitions, I think we all have a little bit of racist tendencies.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is as long as we, keep those tendencies to a very minimum.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just make sure that we're, being more respectful to each other. And
work on breaking down some of these walls. I mean,
yeah,
I'm gonna tell this little story. I've told it before, but just in case somebody never heard it, I'm gonna tell it again. And this kind of ties in what we're talking about, and then we can go ahead and get out of here. I remember when I first started doing machining. Mm-hmm. I was working in Chesterfield Township, and it was about an hour outside Detroit. And I was the only black guy there. So, of course, going into it, I had my own stereotypes, preconceived notions, what I thought the people that worked there were going to be like, what they're going to say, all that kind of stuff. And after working there for a while, I was like, well, shoot, so just like me.
Yeah.
He's trying to take care of his family. So like one guy, Dave, me and him used to love Mountain Dew. And the funny thing about we both was like, prefer it from a can than a bottle because I just like the way it tastes better in the can.
Tastes better, yeah.
And so Dave would always buy like the big
24 pack.
24 pack.
Yeah.
He'd be like, you want one? Go in there and get you one. And so I found out we were just people.
Yeah.
We went to the Christmas party and Dave pulled out his pocket. I brought you a Mountain Dew. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew I like Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
And so it kind of like, it broke down some of those stereotypes, broke down some of those barriers,
yeah.
And some of those preconceived notions that I had. And I think that's why I always say one of the things is the media and the powers that be is always trying to keep us separate because they want us to, when we start talking to each other and have these conversations and communicating, we realize
we don't need them.
Well, not that, but we're not that different. Yeah. We're not that different.
Well, because I mean, in the end, division creates money.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, because the biggest division is war.
Right.
And war creates money.
That's right.
And so, I me personally, like I said, I don't believe in, myths and hypothetical theories and all that stuff. But I do believe that the government purposely does things to make sure they keep chaos.
That's true.
Because the chaos creates division and creates
big money in war.
Yes.
It's big money in war.
Always big money in war. But look, we're not gonna let them we're not gonna let them win the war.
Right.
All right. So
to keep this so we can keep this thing going and to make sure that we have, peace amongst our different colors, ethnicities and stuff like that. I would like to sing all you women send your pictures your nude pictures to me in care of P.O. Box 456, Raleigh, North Carolina.
All right. This has been a great
Because
episode
I'm
of
trying to help.
I Often Wonder.
I am trying to help the
This-
division to stop.
This is your boy, Welcome Mar. I'm out the building because definitely leaving. Like I already got my stuff packed because Mel has already.
I'm trying to help.
He has
Trying to
already.
help the country out.
No, he
You know what I'm
is
saying?
already on another road. He has already determined what his plan is as soon as I leave. So I'm getting out here ASAP.
Call me now. Your number down in the comments.
But no, like, share, comment,
Right. Help out the algorithm.
subscribe.
Right.
So hit that little bell anytime we come and drop a video.
Right.
You'll get ding straight to your phone,
Mhm.
and you'll go ahead and cop the show.
Right.
But definitely like, share, comment, and all that stuff.
Right.
Especially comment because we love the feedback,
Love it.
and we love having conversations about
Mhm.
certain things of this magnitude.
Right.
You know, it is very a polarizing topic, and you know, it's something that we all deal with on a regular day basis.
Right. And we
Whether
just
you
like
want to
talking
admit it or
about
not.
different stuff.
Yeah.
Different subjects and stuff. So,
Yeah, we
you know,
do. We do.
hit us up.
But hit us up. Most definitely. We appreciate all the love and support. It's your boy Walcom Mar leaving the building. That guy Detroit Mel, the man with the Grandmaster plan. He's out the building. Another episode of I Often Wonder podcast is in the book. And God willing, until next time, y'all.
And the creek don't rise. We be here.
Peace.